I always think, I get it, 2 gives you 21, you're only down by 3, but I always feel like these are a 50-50 proposition. I think take the 1 because you're going to be chasing that 2 if you don't get it. I always, Carolina State on the road in Raleigh, and this offense turned the ball over 3 times inside of this territory right here during that ball game. It was 21 points for North Carolina State, and their longest offensive drive was 18 points, so protecting the ball early, obviously key.
Boyd, quarterback draw, shakes a tackle, 35, 40-yard line, first down, Clemson.
Boyd of 2011 and Tajh Boyd of 2012. Last year at this time, Boyd was about 240 pounds. He's a better runner, and it is such a nice wrinkle to this offense they've added.
Boyd throws, Watkins makes the catch. Suspended, injured, or sick almost all year long. And here's Watkins on the flanker screen across the 40.
Ball. It's just Chad Morris does it, the offensive coordinator for Clemson, so many different ways. It's tough to defend.
Looked like an option read, and then when you put Watkins in motion, he gets everybody's attention, doesn't it?
Yes, he does.
Boyd with a short set.
Watkins State does. That's exactly what happens sometimes. That wasn't as much movement as a called stunt.
Boyd with a play-action fake. He throws to Ellington. Runs right by one linebacker, Ricky Dowdy, and picks up another big chunk. Here's Janine Edwards.
Well, guys, the first thing NC State defensive
throughout the season.
Pressure coming. Boyd gets rid of it.
That's elite. 70-75% is a goal. 80% is elite.
Boyd after the fake on the keep. Boyd inside the 5.
Remember, Clemson went into this NC State game last year at 9-1, and yeah, it was a different
52. That's mind-blowing.
566 passing by Stephen Morris. So tough day through the air.
Boyd walks in. Darryl Smith, the fullback, cleared the way through.
Last year against NC State when we played so poorly.
Boyd, flanker screen. Watkins lowers his shoulder and dives forward. They'll pick up about 8.
Come to the ball because that could happen quite often as well.
All they know is attack, attack, attack. Boyd. Emerson comes up to make the stops. He got to the 41. Sterling
has not been able to get out of their own way offensively since then.
Boyd only 2 out of his last 8. He's clearly lost his throwing rhythm. Here he's going to run for good yardage. Taken down from behind by Arton.
Well, Chad Morris has been calling Boyd's number, but this one was a pull down and run. Nothing was there, and number 10 to do just be really decisive.
Humphreys, flanker screen.
Here.
McDowell is back in. Boyd with the keeper goes out in the flat to the tight end. Ford. Touchdown. A little bit late. The 2-point conversion fails, but they got the touchdown.
Wonderful game himself all of a sudden, finishing some runs.
Watkins, flanker screen. Good block by Ford. Goes margin 1 out of 6. Not this time. Watkins untouched. Touchdown.
To continue to go for the 2-point conversion, but I think at some point you just got to kick the PAT. But Sammy Watkins, you can just see got out of about 3rd gear that time because it was so wide open.
Didn't have to. Boyd under pressure. Throws to Brandon Ford. Do that. Just go ahead and schedule the divorce for 6 months after that.
And stopping 3rd down, and now for Clemson finding themselves time and again in 3rd and long situations. They're getting behind the sticks occasionally.
4-man rush. Boyd hangs in the pocket and throws perfectly to Watkins. There were 3 guys out.
And that ball was underthrown severely.
Turnovers are now even at 1 apiece. Sammy Watkins with his 10th catch.
As good as they could defensively, Clemson still put 38 points on them, so you just can't miss those opportunities.
Boyd looks to the sideline. He's got Ellington in the backfield with him on 3rd and long. NC State has done an outstanding job defensively. As we told you, they probably would on 3rd down, but not this time. And Hopkins makes the catch. Boyd, pump fake. Hopkins wide open. Hopkins, touchdown. That is the move that has killed Emerson all year long.
And you saw that double move right there. Hopkins is one of the best route runners in the country. Here's a guy who's a junior. We'll likely look at his NFL draft status, but I assume from talking to some folks, sack and the forced fumble.
Corey Crawford with the recovery. Sammy Watkins, another flanker screen. Boy, you know it.
Rush, but really give a lot of credit to Watson on the inside, who had whipped the right guard, and therefore Glennon not able to step up into the pocket.
Boyd. That's going to be a first down ball game. So they ignored him a lot.
And he got banged up a little bit in the ball game we did against Georgia Tech earlier in the
pressure coming on Boyd. Great job to pick it up. There goes Tajh Boyd. If I have ever seen him in my life.
And Boyd pulls this down as soon as he sees that lane. He was going to stay in his progression, but as soon as that lane opened, he saw there was literally no one within 15 or 20 yards of the middle of the field. So because of the blitz, you mentioned it, Mike, there's nobody home.
Well, we talked about him losing 20 pounds since last year. Last year, he could have gotten that touchdown.
So he's made no bones about it. That's in his career plan.
Boyd after the pump fake, touchdown. Martavis Bryant, about as wide open as you could get. There was the pump fake and the perfect strike to Bryant.
Fourth and short, that was a wonderful call. Good execution by Willard as well.
So Clemson's defense holds, preserves that 24-point lead.
You know, impassioned speeches during interviews. Look at this play.
Here's one of these plays where everybody stands still, and it's a throwback to Ellington. Ellington inside the 30.
Get to a place where week in and week out you can execute him. That's just a good teacher.
Boyd near the 20. Picking a guy up after you've knocked him flat on his keister.
I think that's a respect pickup too there.
Boyd, touchdown. He's doing right now. Clemson has raised the ante. It's 55-24. Been forced fumbles. He has 8 in his career. Big hitter. Ellington, a little swing, takes it out across the.
He's so explosive when he puts his foot in the ground. He stretched it until he could cut it back to pick up positive yards.
Check it, it'll be 3rd and 4. There's the tight end Ford running free in the secondary. One man to beat. Ford hits the pylon.
Has been they can slow teams down, but then they have mental bust that allow the big play.
Boyd, flanker screen. Peak.
Yep. A little more.
3rd down and 5. They'd like to keep this drive alive, especially with NC State getting back into the ball game, and they do with Bryant.